Recently, we started posting stories on our Instagram handle called Divine Talks, which is basically your frequently asked questions about the surgeries that we perform and the treatments that we do. Today, we have Dr. Kansha who will be answering questions about breast implants, breast surgeries, breast reduction, everything that you asked for. Doc, the first question is, I want to know what's the biggest implant that is possible.
That's a very interesting question, Dr. Tejaswini, because everyone feels that maybe a single size of an implant would be the largest size of the implant possible. However, in real life, what happens is for a particular patient, there would be a particular size of implant would be the largest possible for that person. For example, this is based on the diameter of the implant, the projection of the implant, the height and the width of the patient, the build of the patient, the amount of loose skin that this patient has. So although implants are available anywhere from 125cc to even 950cc, but it is not like you can put a 950cc implant in a very small person. So every patient would have to get this individualized, and a doctor or a plastic surgeon needs to assess correctly what size would be the largest possible for that particular person.
So that basically means, Dr. Kansha, that there would be a customized implant for every person that we are treating.
A lot of companies, like we use Motiva and Sebin, they have all the sizes available in different diameters and projections, and we select from that entire buffet to make it the best for that patient.
Alright, now moving on to the second question. How much reduction can happen? I have a G size.
There are so many women today who have realized that a very large breast size, which causes them a lot of pain in the shoulders, in the back, and brass straps digging into their bodies, they can now get the size reduced by surgery. So this particular patient probably has a huge breast, which means it's called gigantomastia, a gigantic size breast. She's saying that she has a cup size of G. In any breast reduction surgery, we are aiming towards reducing at least 2 to 3 cup sizes. If somebody wants a very, very small or almost a flat chest or a breast, in that case, we can do a breast amputation with a free nipple graft. However, we recommend that a breast reduction to a smaller size which suits their body is the best. I would say a G can probably go down by at least 2 sizes or 3 sizes, but again, it depends. Is the breast very saggy? Does it have a lot of fat, or is it all glandular component? How healthy is the patient? Is she a smoker, not a smoker? So all these would affect the surgery, its outcomes, and again, the patient needs to discuss and get assessed by the plastic surgeon.
So that basically means that a good consultation is the key.
Yes, for sure.
The next question is it possible to have breast fat grafting in local anesthesia?
Again, this is a very interesting question. So it depends on what the condition of the patient is and what is the purpose of this breast fat grafting. Suppose a patient has mild asymmetry on both sides and the patient wants just a little bit of correction, so we can easily take fat under local anesthesia from the lower part of the tummy and inject it into their smaller breast under local anesthesia. However, if the patient is thinking that there's a huge breast difference and I will be able to inject more than 300, 400, 500 cc of fat, that would not be recommended under local anesthesia alone.
Next question is there any side effect of breast fat grafting or breast enlargement?
There are some girls who prefer, instead of breast implants, that they would just like to go for breast fat grafting, so that they don't get any scars, and if they're not comfortable getting an external device put in their body such as an implant. So of course you can do fat grafting to increase the size of the breast. It is a completely safe procedure done under general anesthesia. The fat is a part of your own body. It's not being donated or transplanted from somebody else, so it's absolutely safe. However, a word of caution that do not expect the breast to be increased significantly with just fat injections. If you want just a slight increase or just a slight turgidity in your breast, then go for fat injection. Otherwise, if you want a significant increase in size of your breast, even by 200 cc or 300 cc, you would need a breast implant.
Doc, one very important question, personally I feel. Are breast reduction scars visible?
That is a very important question. See, any surgery that you do produces scars, and in the Indian skin or the brown people, of course, scars are visible as people scar poorly. However, there are a lot of modalities to improve the scars. So post-surgery, you can massage on the scars to help them mature faster. We use silicone gels for application. Silicone gel tapes can be used for application. You can also go for lasers later once the scars are better. And of course, the scars will be visible for life, but they become a part of your body.
So they camouflage or something like that?
A lot of patients who need a breast reduction but are not very comfortable having scars, they found the solution, which is tattooing. So they do very nice tattoos on top of their scars, so they're not visible at all and they're absolutely comfortable in that skin.
Doc, another important question from one of our followers is, how soon can I join office after a breast reduction surgery?
So a breast reduction surgery is not painful at all, mostly because the nerves are cut and they take time to recover. So that would take a couple of weeks. So most patients are very comfortable after their breast reduction surgery. We would tell them that if they have a comfortable job where they have to sit and work on the laptop, they can join in 2 or 3 days. If they have something that they have to lift heavy weights or move around a lot, in those situations, maybe wait for another couple of weeks.
Now, last question for this segment is the teardrop breast implant still in the run?
Teardrop implants are special implants which are shaped in such a way that when you are standing, they have a flat upper pole and a curved lower pole. These implants, of course, would be textured, which means that they have some undulations on their surface, so that once they're inside the body, they don't rotate. The smooth or the nano textured implants, they rotate a lot. So these implants, because textured implants have been more or less banned in a lot of countries and so many companies are not making textured implants at all. So teardrop or anatomical implants, as they're called, they're not available very freely or easily. There are some companies, they are still making teardrop implants, but they're limited in size and availability, especially in India.
All right, that was a lovely session, Doc. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Divine Talks. We will be having one topic of discussion every week, so feel free to leave your question in our Q&A column. Please follow us for the rest of the podcast.